Have you ever wondered what it truly means to grow old? As we age, we inevitably face a series of profound changes, some expected, others deeply unsettling. In today's video, we'll explore the 7 heartbreaking realities of old age that will shock you. This journey isn't just for the elderly. It's a reflection on life's universal truths that can reshape how we perceive our futures and the aging loved ones around us. Why should you stay tuned until the end? Each reality we discuss is rich with insight, revealing the emotional and psychological burdens that often go unnoticed in our busy lives. Understanding these hidden sorrows can empower you to connect more deeply with those who are aging, offering support and empathy when they need it most. These revelations also serve as crucial reminders of what truly matters in life. Prioritizing connections, nurturing health, and cherishing the moments we often take for granted. As we delve into these stories, you might find yourself reassessing your relationships and choices. Are we doing enough to maintain those bonds that define our happiness? Let's embark on this reflective journey together as we uncover the heart-wrenching yet enlightening truths about growing older. Your perspective may just change forever. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me. And if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. The 7 heartbreaking realities of old age that will shock you. Aging is an inescapable journey that each of us must traverse, a profound and often tumultuous passage that reverberates through every life it touches. This inevitable progression carries an emotional weight that is both difficult to articulate and even harder to endure. As the years unfold, the priorities that once consumed us in our youth, career triumphs, financial ambitions, and personal accolades, gradually pale in comparison to the more profound and essential human yearnings for connection, health, and companionship. The experience of aging can often feel like a painful unraveling, a gradual loss of the very essence of who we are. With each passing year, we may find ourselves grappling with the diminishment of our mobility, the fading presence of friends and loved ones, the erosion of our independence, and at times, a troubling loss of self-worth. These physical and visible losses are only part of the story. Intertwined with them are deep emotional and psychological burdens that often remain hidden beneath the surface, yet cut with an intensity that is impossible to ignore. In this poignant exploration, we delve into 7 profound sorrows of old age, sorrows that are universal in their reach and resonance. They transcend cultural, socioeconomic, and experiential boundaries, touching the very core of what it means to be human. These realities not only offer profound insights into the aging experience, but also impart essential lessons for younger generations, inviting them to reflect on their own lives and relationships. As we embark on this journey through the heart-wrenching truths of aging, we will uncover the layers of sorrow and wisdom that define this stage of life, revealing the raw and often unspoken emotions that accompany our passage into the later chapters of existence. Understanding these hidden sorrows enables us to confront them directly, empowering us to offer genuine support to those navigating these emotional landscapes. More importantly, it encourages us to make mindful choices that can mitigate their impact on our futures. While the term sorrow might evoke feelings of sadness or grief, it is essential to recognize that these experiences are also imbued with profound insights. They serve as poignant reminders of what truly matters in life, highlighting the impermanence of everything we hold dear, from cherished relationships to fleeting moments of joy. The 7 sorrows we will discuss are not intended to evoke pity. Rather, they aim to foster a deeper understanding and empathy for the elderly, inviting us to look beyond surface appearances to the intricate emotional realities beneath. Each sorrow offers a window into the vulnerabilities that accompany the aging process, yet they also illuminate the remarkable resilience that can emerge when we confront these burdens head-on. By acknowledging these challenges, we can cultivate compassion not only for others, but also for ourselves, recognizing that the journey of aging, while fraught with heartache, is also a path filled with opportunities for growth, connection, and a deeper appreciation for the fleeting beauty of life. Having everything yet lacking a lifelong companion is a profound and painful reality for many as they navigate the later stages of life. As human beings, we are inherently wired for connection. Relationships infuse our existence with meaning, providing a sense of purpose and belonging that is vital to our well-being. Throughout our lives, we often prioritize the creation of families, the forging of friendships, and the cultivation of deep, meaningful bonds. However, as the years pass, these cherished connections can be tested by the ultimate separator, death. One of the most heartbreaking sorrows faced by many elderly individuals is the absence of a lifelong companion. This loss can manifest in various ways. Through the death of a partner, the dissolution of a marriage, or the unfortunate circumstance of never having found that special someone. The isolation that accompanies the lack of a companion in old age can be devastating, leaving an emotional void that is difficult to fill. Consider someone who has devoted their entire life to a long, committed marriage. They have shared not only the joyous milestones, birthdays, anniversaries, and the birth of children, but also the trials and tribulations that life inevitably brings, from health struggles to financial challenges. Each shared experience deepens their bond, creating a tapestry of memories woven together with love and support. Now, imagine the overwhelming loneliness that envelopes them when their partner is no longer there to share a laugh, to offer comfort during difficult times, or simply to enjoy the quiet moments of life together. This absence is more than just physical. It strikes at the very heart of their identity. The world can feel profoundly empty without that familiar presence, and the ache of solitude can become an almost constant companion. In this emotional landscape, it becomes essential to recognize and honor these sorrows, fostering understanding and compassion for those who endure such profound losses. By acknowledging these experiences, we can better support our loved ones and strive to build connections that will endure through life's inevitable changes. As the years pass, this relationship often becomes the cornerstone of their emotional well-being. A partner who knows their history, shares in their memories, and understands them on a level that no one else can touch. Together, they navigate the ups and downs of life, creating a rich tapestry of shared experiences. And then one day, that irreplaceable person is gone. The void left behind is profound, a chasm that no amount of wealth, friendship, or other relationships can truly fill. The loneliness can feel like an unending echo, a stark reminder of what has been lost. In practical terms, the absence of a companion also means facing the daily burdens of life alone. Tasks that were once managed together. Cooking nourishing meals, tidying the home, or simply managing the myriad responsibilities that life demands, now feel overwhelming when approached solo. The joy of preparing a meal loses its luster when there's no one to share it with, and mundane chores become daunting hurdles rather than simple routines. Moreover, decisions that were once made in partnership now become solitary struggles. The elderly may find themselves grappling with financial matters, healthcare decisions, and even the upkeep of their living environment, all without the support and advice of a trusted companion. This added weight can exacerbate feelings of isolation and helplessness, compounding the emotional toll of losing a lifelong partner. In this light, the sorrows of aging extend beyond the heart. They seep into the fabric of everyday life, reshaping routines and experiences that once brought joy and comfort. Acknowledging these realities allows us to cultivate empathy and understanding, reminding us of the importance of connection and the need to support those who are navigating the difficult waters of loneliness in their twilight years. Finances now rest entirely on one person's shoulders, adding another layer of complexity to the already overwhelming emotional strain of losing a lifelong companion. This financial burden can lead to feelings of helplessness and a profound sense of losing control over one's own life. The practical realities of managing bills, budgeting, and making spending decisions can feel daunting and isolating, especially when facing these challenges alone. A 2019 study by the Harvard Study of Adult Development, one of the longest-running investigations into human happiness, reveals that close relationships, more than wealth or fame, are the true bedrock of happiness throughout life. These invaluable bonds not only provide comfort and joy, but also act as protective barriers against life's discontents, helping to delay mental and physical decline. Strong relationships are better predictors of long, fulfilling lives than factors like social class, IQ, or even genetics. This research underscores the critical importance of nurturing lifelong connections, yet it also starkly illuminates the profound sorrow that arises when these bonds are severed by death. The experience of widowhood is often intertwined with loneliness, which is closely linked to an increased risk of depression among the elderly. The World Health Organization, WHO, reports that older individuals who live alone face a significantly heightened risk of depression, anxiety, and even early mortality. The sorrow of lacking a lifelong companion is far more than just a feeling of sadness. It carries serious implications for both physical and mental health. The emotional void created by the absence of a partner can lead to a downward spiral, where the lack of companionship exacerbates feelings of isolation, fostering a cycle of despair. Recognizing these realities is essential, as it not only deepens our understanding of the elderly experience, but also compels us to take action, whether through community support, outreach, or simply being present for those navigating these challenging circumstances. In doing so, we can help alleviate some of the burdens they carry and remind them of the enduring value of connection, even in the face of loss. Cultural perspectives on companionship and aging vary significantly across the globe, shaping how individuals experience the later stages of life. In many Eastern cultures, particularly in Japan and China, the concept of growing old with a partner is deeply ingrained. Here, aging together is viewed as a sign of fulfillment and success, where the couple is expected to support one another through the inevitable physical and emotional challenges that come with age. Traditional beliefs in these societies emphasize the harmony and balance achieved through a lifelong partnership, reinforcing the notion that enduring love and companionship provides strength and resilience in the face of life's trials. In contrast, many Western societies, especially those that prioritize individualism, often place less emphasis on the importance of maintaining close family ties. There is a stronger focus on self-reliance, even as one ages. This cultural narrative can lead to a perception that independence is paramount, sometimes overshadowing the vital need for emotional support and companionship. Yet, regardless of cultural norms, the loss of a partner resonates universally as one of life's most devastating experiences. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. For individuals who have never married or who have lost a partner, old age can evoke profound feelings of loneliness and isolation, even when surrounded by friends and acquaintances. The absence of a primary emotional bond can create a chilling void, making the world feel stark and uninviting. This sorrow serves as a poignant reminder that true wealth lies not in material possessions, but in the connections we cultivate and sustain throughout our lives. It highlights the necessity of nurturing relationships and fostering a sense of belonging and support that can soften the harsh realities of aging. Ultimately, these cultural differences remind us of the universal human need for connection, underscoring that love and companionship are essential for a fulfilling life, regardless of the context in which we find ourselves. Having wealth but lacking health captures a poignant irony faced by many as they navigate the later stages of life. The realization that financial success, often touted as the ultimate aspiration, pales in comparison to the fundamental importance of good health. It can be a bitter pill to swallow when one understands that no amount of wealth can restore failing health or shield against the inevitable decline that aging brings. As people age, they frequently encounter a myriad of health challenges, ranging from chronic conditions like arthritis, diabetes, and heart disease to cognitive declines such as Alzheimer's and dementia. These health issues can severely limit an individual's ability to enjoy the wealth they have painstakingly accumulated over a lifetime. Take, for instance, the affluent business tycoon who possesses the finest homes, luxurious cars, and all the indulgences that money can buy. Yet, if he finds himself bedridden due to illness, The material possessions that once symbolized success become utterly meaningless, mere relics of a past life filled with vibrancy and potential. The relationship between wealth and health is undeniably complex. While wealthier individuals generally have better access to healthcare services and can afford treatments that may prolong life or enhance quality of life, there are inherent limits to what money can purchase. No sum can reverse the natural aging process, nor can it cure certain terminal illnesses that inevitably come with time. The realization that wealth cannot shield us from the frailties of the human body can be a sobering wake-up call. This sorrow of aging underscores the vital lesson that true fulfillment in life cannot be measured by material success alone. It reminds us of the importance of prioritizing health and well-being and fostering habits that promote longevity and vitality. Ultimately, it invites us to reflect on what truly matters: the connections we nurture, the experiences we cherish, and the health we cultivate to enjoy the richness of life, regardless of our financial status. Furthermore, many elderly individuals who have dedicated their entire lives to accumulating wealth may have inadvertently neglected their health along the way. Long hours spent working, high levels of stress, poor dietary choices, and a lack of physical exercise. These are all too common in the relentless pursuit of career success. Over time, these lifestyle choices can take a heavy toll on the body, leading to serious health problems that manifest in old age. The physical and psychological impact of the sorrow of having wealth but lacking health extends far beyond mere physical discomfort. There is a profound emotional and psychological burden that accompanies the harsh realization that one's body is deteriorating. For many, this awareness can give rise to feelings of helplessness and frustration, often spiraling into depression. The once vibrant individual who thrived on achievement may now find themselves grappling with limitations that inhibit their ability to engage in activities they once cherished, be it traveling, socializing, or even enjoying simple pleasures like gardening or taking long walks. These physical restrictions can foster a deep sense of loss as beloved hobbies and connections fade away, leaving a void that wealth cannot fill. The emotional distress that arises from this disconnect can be particularly challenging to navigate. Feelings of inadequacy may surface, compounded by the societal pressures that equate success with both financial prosperity and robust health. Ultimately, this sorrow serves as a poignant reminder of the necessity of balance in life. It highlights the importance of nurturing not only our financial well-being, but also our physical and mental health. Aging gracefully requires a holistic approach, one that prioritizes wellness, self-care, and meaningful connections over the singular pursuit of wealth. As we reflect on these realities, we can better appreciate the value of a life well lived, one that embraces health, happiness, and the richness of experiences that transcend material possessions. Isolation can deepen the sorrow experienced by elderly individuals, often compounded by a sense of regret. As they reflect on their lives, many come to the painful realization that in their relentless pursuit of wealth, they may have inadvertently neglected their health. Thoughts may swirl around missed opportunities, wishing they had dedicated more time to exercise, made healthier dietary choices, or managed their stress more effectively. These regrets can weigh heavily on the mind, amplifying the emotional burden of aging and leaving them with a sense of unfulfilled potential. However, it is crucial to recognize that the sorrow of lacking health in old age is not an inevitable fate. There is a growing awareness of the importance of preventative health measures that can be implemented throughout one's life. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and proactive mental health care are essential components of aging well. Moreover, advances in medical technology and healthcare are opening up new avenues for managing chronic conditions and enhancing the quality of life for elderly individuals. A study published in The Lancet found that engaging in regular physical activity can significantly reduce the risk of chronic diseases and cognitive decline, even when such habits are adopted later in life. This offers a glimmer of hope for those who may have neglected their health in their younger years. It is never too late to make meaningful changes that can lead to improved well-being. Elderly individuals can greatly benefit from embracing healthier lifestyles, and society as a whole can play a vital role in promoting active aging. Community programs, education, and enhanced access to healthcare resources are essential in supporting this transition. By fostering an environment that encourages physical activity and healthy living, we can help mitigate the isolation and regret that often accompany aging. Ultimately, prioritizing preventative health measures not only empowers individuals to take charge of their health, but also cultivates a society that values the well-being of its elderly members, ensuring that they can enjoy their later years with dignity and fulfillment. Having children, but feeling abandoned by them, is one of the most heart-wrenching sorrows that many elderly individuals face. After dedicating decades to raising, nurturing, and providing for their children, it can be utterly devastating to find oneself alone in their twilight years, with little to no contact from the very people they sacrificed so much for. This sense of abandonment can be particularly acute in today's fast-paced world, where families are often scattered across cities, states, or even countries. Physical distance, while a mere fact of modern life, can easily translate into emotional distance, leaving aging parents feeling isolated and forgotten. Adult children, engrossed in their own careers, families, and social obligations, may struggle to find the time or energy to reach out to their aging parents. What was once a close-knit relationship can dwindle to a few impersonal phone calls or text messages, leading to profound feelings of loneliness and heartache for parents who once played a pivotal role in their children's lives. The emotional toll of this neglect can be overwhelming, as these parents grapple with the realization that the bonds they worked so hard to nurture are now frayed or seemingly non-existent. However, the sorrow of feeling abandoned is not always the result of physical distance. In many cases, emotional conflicts, misunderstandings, or unresolved issues can create a rift that grows wider over time. Differences in lifestyle choices, long-held grudges, or miscommunications can lead to estrangement, leaving elderly parents feeling disconnected from their children. This emotional gap can be just as painful, if not more so, than geographical separation. Navigating the challenges of old age becomes an even heavier burden when it is accompanied by the pain of disconnection. The absence of support, both emotional and practical, can exacerbate feelings of worthlessness and despair, making the later years feel daunting and lonely. As we reflect on this sorrow, it becomes imperative to acknowledge the importance of nurturing familial relationships, fostering open communication, and prioritizing connection, so that the legacy of love and support continues to flourish across generations. Ultimately, recognizing and addressing these dynamics can help bridge the gap between parents and children, allowing both to navigate the complexities of aging with dignity, love, and companionship. Cultural shifts and evolving family dynamics have dramatically reshaped the landscape of relationships, particularly in many Western societies. Over recent decades, the rise of individualism and the relentless pursuit of personal success have led to a weakening of traditional family structures. In this context, children are no longer expected to live close to their parents or to assume the responsibility of caring for them in their old age. Instead, many prioritize their careers, relationships, and personal fulfillment, which often results in an increasing emotional and physical distance between generations. This trend is particularly pronounced in cultures that place a high value on independence and self-sufficiency. For instance, in the United States and much of Europe, it is common for young adults to move away from their parents' homes upon reaching adulthood, often seeking education or job opportunities in distant cities or countries. This migration can create significant gaps in familial relationships, as busy lives leave little room for the nurturing of close ties. In stark contrast, many Asian cultures still emphasize the importance of multi-generational living, where families often reside together, and there is a strong sense of familial duty regarding the care of the elderly. In these cultures, respect for elders and the expectation of intergenerational support are deeply ingrained values. However, even within these traditionally close-knit families, globalization and modern work patterns are beginning to erode these bonds. Young adults may find themselves drawn to urban centers for education and employment, leading to similar patterns of separation as seen in Western societies. The implications of these cultural shifts are profound, impacting not only individual families but also societal structures as a whole. As the fabric of familial relationships evolves, the emotional and practical support systems that have historically sustained the elderly may become increasingly fragile. This underscores the urgent need to foster a renewed commitment to intergenerational connection and support, encouraging families to prioritize relationships that transcend the allure of individual pursuits. In doing so, we can help ensure that the wisdom, experience, and needs of older generations are honored and integrated into the lives of younger family members, creating a more compassionate and connected society for all. The impact of technology on family relationships is undeniably significant, yet its effects can be paradoxical. One might assume that advancements in communication technology, such as video calls, instant messaging, and social media, would help alleviate the sorrow of feeling abandoned by children. In theory, these tools should facilitate connections, allowing loved ones to bridge physical distances effortlessly. However, while technology certainly provides avenues for staying in touch, it cannot replicate the warmth, comfort, and intimacy of face-to-face interactions. For many elderly individuals, navigating modern technology can pose a significant challenge, further deepening their feelings of isolation. Many may struggle with using smartphones, tablets, or computers, leaving them at a disadvantage in a world increasingly dominated by digital communication. Meanwhile, adult children, believing that a quick text or a brief phone call suffices, may unintentionally contribute to their parents' sense of neglect. This often leads to a painful realization. The elderly crave deeper, more meaningful connections that go beyond the mere frequency of contact. The quality of interactions, rich with empathy, understanding, and genuine engagement, is what truly sustains strong family bonds. Breaking the cycle of abandonment is crucial for both parents and children. It is vital to acknowledge that the sorrow of feeling abandoned is not an irreversible fate. There are concrete steps that families can take to mend their relationships, even after years of distance or conflict. Open communication is essential. Both parties must be willing to express their feelings honestly and without judgment. Additionally, fostering an atmosphere of forgiveness and a willingness to make amends can pave the way for healing fractured bonds. Rebuilding these connections takes time and effort, but the rewards are immeasurable. By prioritizing authentic interactions and embracing the vulnerability that comes with reconciliation, families can nurture the ties that bind them. It is through this dedication to restoring meaningful relationships that elderly parents can feel valued and supported, ultimately transforming feelings of abandonment into a renewed sense of belonging and connection. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment too below to let me know that you are still here with me. For parents, reaching out and expressing their feelings of loneliness and abandonment in a non-confrontational manner can serve as a powerful catalyst for reconciliation. It's important to remember that many children may be unaware of the depth of their parents' pain, especially when they are absorbed in the demands and complexities of their own lives. By initiating an honest and open conversation, parents can help bridge the emotional chasm that has developed over time, inviting their children to engage more meaningfully in their lives. At the same time, children must take responsibility for nurturing their relationships with their aging parents. Life's responsibilities can often feel overwhelming, yet prioritizing family connections becomes even more crucial as parents grow older and more vulnerable. Regular visits, phone calls, and simple gestures of care, such as sending a thoughtful message or sharing a meal, can profoundly impact an elderly parent's sense of worth and belonging. These small acts of kindness can foster deeper connections, reminding parents that they are cherished and not forgotten. Moreover, children need to cultivate an attitude of empathy and understanding toward their parents' emotional needs. Taking the time to listen actively, acknowledging their feelings, and being present can help mend the rifts that may have formed. This commitment to maintaining family bonds not only benefits the elderly, but enriches the lives of the younger generation as well, creating a legacy of love, support, and mutual respect that can be passed down through the years. In this mutual effort to reconnect, both parents and children can rediscover the profound joy and fulfillment that comes from nurturing their relationship. By valuing and investing in these connections, families can transform feelings of loneliness and abandonment into a vibrant tapestry of love, understanding, and shared experiences, ensuring that no one has to navigate the complexities of aging alone. Easing the sorrow of burden. While some elderly individuals experience the deep sting of abandonment, others face a different but equally profound sorrow, the burden of caring for their adult children. Instead of enjoying a well-deserved rest, they find themselves overwhelmed by the demands and expectations placed upon them by their children, who continue to rely heavily on their support well into adulthood. This unique sorrow reveals a complex dynamic where elderly parents are not abandoned, but rather feel the weight of their children's struggles pressing down on them. In today's world, economic challenges, relationship breakdowns, and the increasing complexities of life have led many adult children to depend on their parents for financial, emotional, and even physical support. The very parents who envisioned a peaceful retirement often find themselves thrust back into roles they thought they had left behind: caregivers, financial supporters, and emotional crutches. This reversal of roles can create a sense of frustration and resentment as elderly parents grapple with the reality of their responsibilities when they had hoped to savor their later years. The reality of financial burdens. One of the most pressing ways elderly parents feel burdened by their children is through financial dependence. Many adult children, particularly in the current economic climate, struggle with job instability, student loan debt, and various other financial difficulties. As a result, they may turn to their parents for help, expecting them to provide monetary support that extends well into their retirement years. This dependency can manifest in several ways, including requests for loans, living at home, or outright financial assistance for day-to-day expenses. For some elderly individuals, this reliance can lead to the depletion of savings, delayed retirement plans, and even the need to return to work to support their children. The stress of managing their financial futures while bearing the weight of their children's economic challenges is immense. It threatens not only their long-term security, but also robs them of the joy that should come during this stage of life, a time meant for reflection, relaxation, and the enjoyment of hard-earned achievements. The emotional toll of this burden cannot be overstated. Many elderly parents may feel a mix of love and frustration, caught in a cycle of obligation that leaves little room for their own needs and desires. They may grapple with feelings of inadequacy or guilt, believing that they should be doing more to support their children, even when it comes at a personal cost. Finding balance. To ease this sorrow, families must foster open communication and establish healthy boundaries. Adult children must recognize the importance of their parents' financial and emotional well-being, acknowledging that they, too, deserve a life free from undue stress. This involves having honest conversations about expectations and responsibilities, ensuring that both parties are on the same page regarding support. Elderly parents can also take proactive steps to protect their interests by clearly articulating their limitations and needs. Seeking financial advice, exploring community resources, or even engaging in family counseling can provide support in navigating these complex dynamics. Ultimately, fostering a relationship built on mutual respect and understanding can help ease the burdens of both generations, allowing elderly parents to enjoy their later years while still providing support in a balanced and healthy manner. By recognizing the intricacies of their circumstances, families can work together to create an environment that honors both the needs of aging parents and the challenges faced by adult children, transforming sorrow into connection and shared strength. Emotional and physical burdens. In addition to financial challenges, many elderly parents find themselves burdened by the emotional and physical needs of their adult children. This dynamic can take many forms: providing emotional support during a child's difficult divorce, stepping in to help raise grandchildren, or even acting as a full-time caregiver for a child grappling with a chronic illness or disability. While the instinct to support one's children is deeply ingrained in parental love, this ongoing responsibility can lead to profound feelings of frustration, exhaustion, and resentment. Many elderly individuals feel they have already fulfilled their roles as parents and deserve the chance to enjoy their retirement without the weight of ongoing obligations tied to their children's lives. The emotional toll of being constantly relied upon can be overwhelming, particularly if parents are also dealing with their health issues or the natural challenges that come with aging. The stress of caregiving can exacerbate existing health problems, leading to physical decline and emotional burnout. The very individuals who once provided comfort and security may find themselves feeling depleted and trapped, struggling to balance their own needs with those of their children. Societal expectations and family dynamics. Societal expectations can further complicate this scenario. In many cultures, there exists a deeply rooted belief that parents should always be available to support their children, regardless of the parent's age or circumstances. This expectation can create a cycle of dependency that is difficult to break, leaving elderly parents feeling obligated to continue sacrificing their time, energy, and resources. Family dynamics also play a crucial role in how these burdens are navigated. In some families, a culture of open communication allows for healthy boundaries and mutual support. However, in others, unspoken expectations and guilt can foster resentment and conflict. Adult children may unconsciously take their parents' support for granted, assuming that their parents will always be there to pick up the pieces, while elderly parents may struggle to express their own needs and desires, fearing they will be seen as selfish. Breaking this cycle requires courage from both generations. Elderly parents must advocate for themselves, openly communicating their limits and the need for their own space and time. Adult children, on the other hand, must cultivate a sense of empathy and responsibility, recognizing that their parents deserve to enjoy their later years free from the burdens of constant caregiving. Creating a balanced relationship. Finding a balance between support and independence is key to alleviating these emotional and physical burdens. Families can benefit from establishing clear boundaries around caregiving responsibilities and encouraging adult children to seek solutions and support outside of their parents. This could involve exploring community resources, support groups, or professional caregiving services. Ultimately, fostering an environment where both parents and children can thrive is essential. By prioritizing open dialogue, understanding, and mutual respect, families can navigate these complexities and transform what might feel like burdens into opportunities for growth, connection, and love. In doing so, elderly parents can reclaim the joy of their retirement years, while adult children can develop greater independence and resilience, creating a healthier, more balanced family dynamic for all. Societal expectations and the cycle of burden. The belief that parents should always be there for their children, no matter the circumstances, is deeply ingrained in many cultures. This societal pressure can create an environment where elderly individuals find it difficult to set boundaries or say no, even when doing so would be in their best interest. Many adult children may not even realize the extent to which they are burdening their parents, taking their support for granted and assuming it's simply a part of the parental role. This lack of awareness can lead to a cycle of dependence, entangling both parents and children in roles that may feel restrictive and overwhelming. Breaking the cycle of burden. Breaking this cycle is essential for the well-being of both generations. Elderly parents must first recognize their own needs and prioritize their well-being. This involves having the courage to set healthy boundaries with their children, even when it feels uncomfortable. It's natural to want to help, but protecting one's own mental and emotional health is equally important. Difficult conversations may need to be had regarding financial independence, caregiving responsibilities, or emotional boundaries. For adult children, it's crucial to develop a deeper awareness of the impact their reliance on their parents may have. While seeking help is not inherently wrong, it's essential to strike a balance that allows parents to maintain their autonomy and quality of life. This could mean finding alternative support systems, such as community resources, friends, or professional services, instead of relying solely on their parents. Encouraging mutual growth. Fostering open communication is key to breaking this cycle. Parents should feel empowered to express their needs and concerns without fear of judgment or guilt. Similarly, children should actively listen and seek to understand their parents' perspectives, creating a dialogue that honors both parties' feelings and needs. This collaborative approach not only alleviates the burden on elderly parents, but also encourages adult children to cultivate their independence and problem-solving skills. By working together to establish a healthier dynamic, families can transform potential conflicts into opportunities for growth, empathy, and stronger connections. The path forward. Ultimately, nurturing a balanced relationship between elderly parents and their adult children requires mutual respect and understanding. As parents assert their boundaries and children become more aware of their responsibilities, the family unit can thrive in a way that honors the needs of everyone involved. This not only enhances the quality of life for elderly parents, but also lays the groundwork for a more resilient, interconnected family, capable of navigating the challenges of aging together. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. The loss of independence, a profound sorrow of aging. One of the most poignant and heart-wrenching aspects of aging is the gradual erosion of independence. As individuals advance in years, they often find themselves increasingly reliant on others for tasks they once navigated with ease. Simple activities that were once second nature, driving to the store, managing finances, or even getting out of bed in the morning, can become sources of deep sorrow and frustration. This loss of autonomy can feel like a stripping away of one's identity and sense of self. Physical decline and its impact on autonomy. The physical limitations that accompany aging are often the most visible indicators of this loss of independence. Conditions like arthritis, mobility issues, and chronic pain transform everyday tasks into daunting challenges. For someone who once reveled in an active lifestyle, the inability to walk the dog or carry groceries can evoke feelings of helplessness. The frustration of needing assistance for tasks that were once handled effortlessly can diminish self-esteem, leaving many elderly individuals feeling like mere shadows of their former selves. Moreover, the loss of physical independence often spirals into deeper emotional and psychological repercussions. The inability to control one's environment or daily activities can foster a pervasive sense of vulnerability. Feelings of frustration and helplessness can breed resentment, not just towards the circumstances, but also towards those who provide care, which complicates relationships and adds to the emotional burden of aging. The psychological toll of dependency. For many elderly individuals, losing independence is not solely about physical limitations. It carries a heavier psychological weight. The feeling of no longer being in control of one's own life can lead to a profound identity crisis. This struggle often manifests in anxiety, depression, and a sense of isolation. The longing for autonomy becomes intertwined with a yearning for the past, where independence was taken for granted. In many cases, the realization that one's body is no longer capable of performing basic tasks can evoke a deep mourning for lost capabilities. The psychological impact of this loss can be just as significant as any physical ailment, leading to a complex interplay of emotions that can be difficult to navigate. Reclaiming a sense of control. Despite these challenges, it's crucial to recognize that the loss of independence is not an insurmountable fate. Many elderly individuals can reclaim a sense of autonomy through adaptive strategies and support systems that foster engagement and empowerment, encouraging the use of mobility aids, creating accessible living spaces, and providing opportunities for social interaction can help mitigate feelings of helplessness. Moreover, fostering open conversations about feelings of dependence can provide emotional relief. Family members can encourage elderly loved ones to voice their desires and preferences, allowing them to participate in decision-making processes that affect their lives. This not only honors their autonomy, but also reinforces their sense of agency, providing a lifeline amidst the challenges of aging. Conclusion: navigating the path of aging together. Ultimately, while the loss of independence is one of the most heart-wrenching realities of aging, it is a journey that can be navigated with compassion and understanding. By fostering supportive environments and encouraging open communication, families can help elderly individuals adapt to their new circumstances while preserving their dignity and sense of self. Through these efforts, the sorrow of lost independence can transform into an opportunity for deeper connections and meaningful support, allowing everyone involved to navigate the complexities of aging with grace and resilience. The emotional impact of losing independence. The emotional toll of losing independence is profound and multifaceted, often shaping the very identity of elderly individuals. For many, their sense of self-worth is intricately linked to their ability to care for themselves and others. When this independence slips away, it can trigger feelings of despair, anxiety, and deep-seated depression. The inability to make even the simplest decisions, like what to eat for breakfast or when to step outside, can amplify the sense of losing control over one's own life, creating a cycle of helplessness and frustration. For some, the decline in independence occurs gradually, as daily tasks become increasingly challenging. For others, it can strike abruptly, following an accident or a sudden illness. Regardless of the trajectory, the emotional strain is immense and can feel all-consuming. Many elderly individuals grapple with the fear of becoming a burden to their families or caregivers, which exacerbates feelings of worthlessness and inadequacy. This transition from being a caregiver to needing care can be particularly unsettling for those who have long prided themselves on their self-sufficiency. Cultural perceptions of independence and aging. Cultural attitudes toward aging and independence can significantly influence how elderly individuals experience and cope with the loss of autonomy. In cultures that value self-reliance and individualism, the loss of independence may be viewed as a personal failure, further intensifying feelings of shame and helplessness. Conversely, in cultures that emphasize familial responsibility and interdependence, there may be more acceptance of the aging process and the accompanying need for support. For example, in many Asian cultures, elders are often revered and cared for by their families, which can provide a sense of purpose and belonging even as independence wanes. This cultural backdrop can help alleviate some of the emotional burdens associated with aging, as individuals feel valued and supported. In contrast, in more individualistic societies, the struggle with dependency can be magnified, leading to a sense of isolation and abandonment. Navigating the emotional landscape. Addressing the emotional impact of lost independence requires a compassionate and multifaceted approach. It's essential to acknowledge the feelings of vulnerability and worthlessness that may arise, and to create supportive environments that foster open communication. Encouraging elderly individuals to express their fears and frustrations can be a vital step in reclaiming a sense of agency, even in the face of physical limitations. Empowering elderly individuals to make choices, no matter how small, can help restore their sense of control. Whether it's selecting a meal, choosing a book to read, or deciding on daily activities, these moments of agency can have a significant positive impact on their emotional well-being. Conclusion: embracing change with compassion. The loss of independence is a complex and deeply emotional experience for many elderly individuals. By fostering supportive relationships and encouraging open dialogue, families and caregivers can help mitigate the psychological effects of this transition. Through understanding and compassion, it's possible to navigate the emotional landscape of aging, transforming sorrow into opportunities for connection, growth, and resilience. This journey is not just about managing the challenges of aging, but also about celebrating the enduring spirit of individuals as they adapt to new realities. Cultural perceptions of independence in old age. Cultural attitudes towards independence in old age can significantly shape the experiences of elderly individuals. These perceptions often reflect broader societal values regarding family, community, and the role of the individual in society. Western perspectives. Individualism and aging in place. In Western societies, such as the United States and Canada, individualism and self-sufficiency are prominent cultural values. Many elderly individuals strive to maintain their independence, often aiming to age in place, which means staying in their own homes for as long as possible. This approach is seen as essential for preserving autonomy and dignity in later years. The preference for aging in place can stem from a desire to avoid nursing homes or assisted living facilities, which are frequently viewed as places of abandonment and a symbol of lost independence. The emphasis on personal freedom and self-reliance leads many to resist outside help, even when it may be necessary. As a result, elderly individuals may experience internal conflict between their need for assistance and their desire to maintain control over their lives. Eastern and African perspectives, family and community care. In contrast, many Asian and African cultures prioritize family and communal responsibility in caring for the elderly. In these societies, it is common for older adults to live with their children or extended family, reflecting a cultural expectation that families will care for their aging members. This practice is viewed as a sign of respect and honor rather than a loss of freedom. While this arrangement may involve some relinquishing of independence, communal support can alleviate feelings of helplessness that often accompany aging. Elders in these cultures may feel a sense of belonging and purpose within the family unit, which can counterbalance the emotional toll of reduced autonomy. Universal sorrow of losing independence. Despite these cultural differences, the sorrow associated with losing independence is a universal experience. Regardless of whether individuals are aging in place with help or living in multi-generational households, the emotional impact of diminished autonomy can be profound. Many elderly individuals face feelings of vulnerability, frustration, and even despair as they navigate the challenges of aging. Bridging cultural perspectives. Understanding these cultural perceptions can help foster empathy and improve support systems for the elderly. It is essential to recognize that while independence may be valued differently across cultures, the emotional challenges that arise from aging are shared experiences. Encouraging open communication about fears and desires can help bridge the gap between generational perspectives. By respecting the cultural values of independence or interdependence, families can create supportive environments that honor the dignity of elderly individuals while addressing their emotional and practical needs. Conclusion: cultural perceptions of independence in old age vary widely, influencing how elderly individuals experience the aging process. Whether in cultures that emphasize individualism or those that value communal care, the sorrow of losing independence remains a common thread. By fostering understanding and compassion across these cultural divides, we can work towards creating more supportive and respectful environments for our aging populations. Maintaining dignity in the face of declining independence. As the inevitable passage of time leads to diminishing independence, the struggle to uphold dignity becomes a profound journey for many elderly individuals. It's natural to mourn the gradual loss of autonomy, as this shift can evoke feelings of sadness, frustration, and vulnerability. Yet, within this challenging landscape, older adults must uncover pathways that nurture their dignity and self-worth. Embracing assistance does not equate to weakness. Instead, it symbolizes a remarkable strength and resilience that showcases their capacity to adapt. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment below to let me know that you are still here with me. Finding ways to navigate these new realities, whether through harnessing technology that fosters connection, seeking the embrace of community support, or cultivating new daily routines, can empower elderly individuals to reclaim a sense of control over their lives. The role of families and caregivers in this journey is paramount. They hold the key to preserving the dignity of their loved ones as they traverse the complexities of aging. This involves honoring their wishes, actively involving them in decision-making processes, and recognizing their intrinsic need for autonomy, even in seemingly minor aspects. Simple yet impactful gestures, such as soliciting their opinions on daily activities or encouraging participation in cherished hobbies and social events, can profoundly affirm their worth, fostering a sense of value and respect in their lives. Outliving friends and loved ones. As the years unfold, many elderly individuals confront the heartbreaking reality of outliving cherished friends and loved ones. This sorrow is particularly profound, resonating deeply with the very essence of time and the fragility of existence. With each passing year, the circle of companionship tightens, and the isolation that accompanies being the last one standing can feel suffocating. The weight of loneliness often becomes an unwelcome companion, leaving behind a lingering ache that reminds them of the vibrant connections once enjoyed. In these moments of solitude, it's essential to honor the memories of those lost, while also seeking ways to forge new connections and nurture existing relationships. Engaging with community groups, participating in social activities, or simply reaching out to family members can help mitigate the sting of loneliness, allowing elderly individuals to find solace and joy amidst their grief. By acknowledging this profound loss while also fostering new bonds, they can begin to rebuild their social tapestry, reminding them that even in the twilight years, life can still hold moments of beauty, connection, and meaning. The grief of outliving peers. For many elderly individuals, friendships forged over decades serve as invaluable sources of comfort, joy, and shared history. The gradual loss of these cherished companions feels like losing fragments of one's very essence. With each friend who departs, a unique connection to the past fades away, leaving an emptiness that resonates deeply within the soul. These are the people who not only remember the stories of one's life, but who have walked alongside them through trials and triumphs, providing understanding and companionship in times of need. As these bonds dissolve, the sense of being adrift can become overwhelming, as if the very ties that once anchored them to the world have been irrevocably severed. The loss of a spouse embodies the pinnacle of this sorrow, an irreplaceable companion whose absence leaves an aching void. Yet, losing friends, siblings, and even children carries a weight of grief that can be equally devastating. Each loss compounds the heartache, amplifying the sense of isolation, especially when there's no one left to share those precious memories and moments. While new friendships can blossom later in life, they often lack the profound depth and rich history that characterize long-term relationships, leaving a yearning for the familiarity of those who have gone. The psychological impact of loneliness. The loneliness that arises from outliving loved ones is not merely an emotional burden. It carries dire implications for both physical and mental health. Numerous studies have illuminated the stark reality that loneliness and social isolation can lead to a myriad of health issues, including depression, anxiety, and even cognitive decline. The profound sense of disconnection from the world can manifest in tangible ways, impacting one's overall well-being. Elderly individuals grappling with loneliness may experience a decline in their immune systems, making them more susceptible to illness. Additionally, the mental strain of isolation can lead to heightened feelings of sadness and despair, creating a vicious cycle that further exacerbates their condition. The lack of social interaction can strip away the motivation to engage in activities that once brought joy, leading to a further retreat into solitude. In the face of this daunting reality, it becomes imperative to foster connections and cultivate community ties, ensuring that elderly individuals have avenues for social engagement. Whether through local groups, volunteer opportunities, or simply reaching out to family, nurturing these connections can serve as a lifeline, helping to mitigate the harsh effects of loneliness and restoring a sense of purpose and belonging in their lives. The weight of regrets. As individuals age, the weight of their regrets can become an increasingly heavy burden to bear. Reflecting on life's choices often leads to a profound introspection, revealing the paths taken and those left unexplored. For some, this reflection brings a sense of fulfillment, a recognition of dreams realized and relationships nurtured. Yet for others, the shadows of regret loom large, casting a pall over their later years. They may find themselves grappling with decisions that brought financial success, but left them feeling deeply unfulfilled, trapped in a life that prioritizes material gain over genuine happiness. Some might recall the moments when they chose work over family, missing out on precious milestones and irreplaceable memories with their children. The pain of staying in toxic relationships can haunt them, as they wonder what joy might have blossomed had they taken the brave step to leave. Conversely, the decision to end a relationship that had the potential to bring them happiness can weigh heavily on their hearts, leaving them to ponder the what-ifs. These regrets can feel particularly agonizing due to their finality. In the vigor of youth, there is often the promise of time to make amends, to pursue new opportunities, or to change course. Yet, in the twilight years, the sensation of being stuck can intensify, amplifying feelings of despair. The emotional toll of regret. The sorrow stemming from regret can manifest in profound emotional turmoil, including anxiety, depression, and an overwhelming sense of hopelessness. Elderly individuals may find themselves trapped in cycles of rumination, revisiting their past choices time and again, which can significantly diminish their quality of life. The emotional toll of these regrets can feel like an anchor, pulling them deeper into isolation and despondency. This sense of isolation is often exacerbated by the fear of sharing their regrets with others. The apprehension of being judged or misunderstood can create barriers to open and honest conversations. Many may internalize their pain, believing that no one could truly grasp the complexity of their feelings. This silence can deepen their loneliness, reinforcing the idea that they are alone in their struggles. To combat this emotional burden, it is essential to create safe spaces for dialogue, encouraging elderly individuals to express their feelings without fear of judgment. Engaging in supportive conversations, whether with family, friends, or counselors, can help them navigate their regrets, allowing for healing and a renewed sense of purpose. By acknowledging and discussing their experiences, they can begin to transform their regrets into lessons learned, fostering resilience and a deeper appreciation for the present moment. Finding closure and acceptance. While the burden of regret can feel insurmountable, there are meaningful paths for elderly individuals to cope and ultimately find a sense of closure. Engaging in reflective practices, such as journaling or having heartfelt conversations with a trusted friend or therapist, can serve as powerful tools for processing complex feelings. These practices create a safe space for individuals to explore their regrets, fostering an environment where they can articulate their emotions. Through this exploration, they can begin to cultivate acceptance, allowing themselves to acknowledge their regrets while also realizing that their past does not dictate their present or future. Moreover, shifting focus to the positive aspects of life can provide a much-needed balance. Celebrating achievements, nurturing relationships, and cherishing meaningful experiences can illuminate the brighter facets of their existence. Many elderly individuals discover that engaging in acts of kindness, whether through volunteering or sharing their life stories, can instill a profound sense of purpose. This newfound purpose not only enriches their own lives, but also alleviates the weight of regret, transforming their experiences into wisdom that benefits others. The fear of being a burden. For many elderly individuals, the fear of becoming a burden to their families looms as a significant source of sorrow. As physical and cognitive abilities wane, the prospect of relying on loved ones for care and support can evoke feelings of shame, guilt, and anxiety. This fear can create a paralyzing reluctance to seek help, pushing elderly individuals further into isolation, where they may miss out on the very support they desperately need. The anxiety surrounding this fear can be exacerbated by societal expectations, where independence is often equated with self-worth. Many older adults may struggle with the notion that asking for help diminishes their value or places undue strain on their family members. This internal conflict can foster a deep sense of loneliness as they wrestle with their needs in silence. To combat this fear, open communication is vital. Families can play a crucial role by reassuring elderly individuals that seeking help is not a sign of weakness, but rather an opportunity for connection and support. Normalizing the conversation around aging and care needs can help diminish the stigma associated with dependence, creating an environment where asking for assistance is seen as a mutual exchange of love and support. Encouraging elderly individuals to articulate their feelings and fears can help alleviate some of the emotional burdens they carry. By fostering a supportive atmosphere where their concerns are acknowledged and validated, families can empower their loved ones to embrace help as a necessary and enriching aspect of life's later stages. This shift in perspective can cultivate a sense of community and belonging, helping to dissolve the fear of being a burden and allowing for a more fulfilling and connected existence. Cultural attitudes towards aging and dependence. Cultural attitudes towards aging and the concept of dependence can vary dramatically across different societies. In many collectivist cultures, elder care is viewed not just as a responsibility, but as a profound family duty, deeply woven into the fabric of social norms. Here, seeking assistance in later years is seen as a natural, expected part of the aging process, reflecting the reverence for wisdom and experience that older generations bring. In these cultures, the elderly are often celebrated and honored, with their needs and desires prioritized within the family structure. Conversely, in individualistic societies, there can be a pervasive stigma associated with needing help, which often leads to heightened fears of being perceived as a burden. The prevailing notion of independence is highly valued, making it challenging for elderly individuals to reconcile their needs with societal expectations. This cultural narrative can foster feelings of shame or inadequacy, pushing many to suffer in silence rather than seeking the support they require. Overcoming the fear of burdening others. Addressing the fear of being a burden requires fostering open communication between elderly individuals and their families. Honest discussions about needs, expectations, and desires can help alleviate anxieties on both sides, creating a shared understanding that strengthens familial bonds. Families can reassure their elderly relatives that seeking help is not a sign of weakness, but rather a courageous acknowledgement of their evolving needs. Emphasizing that support is a mutual journey can help shift perspectives, allowing both generations to engage more openly about aging. Furthermore, empowering elderly individuals to maintain their independence through practical means can significantly ease these fears. Utilizing assistive technologies, such as mobility aids or smart home devices, can provide the necessary support while still allowing them to engage in daily activities with dignity. Additionally, participating in community programs or social clubs can enhance their sense of autonomy and belonging, fostering a supportive environment that encourages interaction and connection with peers. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 5 below to let me know that you are still here with me. By actively involving elderly individuals in their care decisions and exploring various options for support, families can help cultivate a sense of autonomy. This collaborative approach not only alleviates the fear of burdening others, but also enriches the aging experience, promoting a healthier, more fulfilling life that honors both independence and interdependence. The psychological impact of regret. The emotional burden of regret can profoundly impact mental health, particularly for elderly individuals who find themselves reflecting on past choices and mistakes. Those who dwell on these regrets may grapple with overwhelming feelings of guilt, shame, or sadness, often convinced that they have squandered their lives or failed to live up to their expectations. This internal dialogue can lead to a pervasive sense of hopelessness or despair, especially when they believe there is no opportunity to make amends or change the narrative of their past. The link between regret and depression among the elderly is particularly concerning. Studies have consistently shown that individuals who ruminate on their past missteps are at a higher risk of experiencing symptoms of depression and anxiety. This constant replaying of negative memories not only affects their emotional state, but can also manifest in physical health problems, as stress and emotional turmoil take a toll on the body. The burden of regret can lead to social withdrawal, as individuals may feel unworthy of connection or support. This sense of unworthiness can create a vicious cycle, where isolation amplifies feelings of despair, further entrenching them in their regrets. As they retreat from relationships, they miss out on the very connections that could provide comfort and understanding, deepening their sense of loneliness. To combat these negative effects, elderly individuals need to cultivate strategies for processing their regrets. This might include seeking professional help, engaging in support groups, or practicing mindfulness techniques that encourage living in the present moment. By acknowledging and working through their feelings of regret, they can begin to forge a path toward healing and a more positive outlook on life. Establishing meaningful connections and fostering open conversations about their experiences can also help alleviate the weight of regret, allowing for a renewed sense of purpose and belonging in their later years. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the profound themes surrounding aging, regret, and the journey toward acceptance and connection. We hope this discussion has resonated with you and offered valuable insights into the emotional landscape many elderly individuals navigate. Now, we'd love to hear from you. What is one key takeaway you've learned today that you plan to bring into your own life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave your comment and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content that inspires and uplifts. Together, we can continue to foster understanding and support for one another. Thank you for watching.